Why? Let's see. Will this work? Let's see if I can see how the quality. Okay, looks like it's doing good. Test, test, test. Okay, it's working. Hmm. Man. Ooh, man. Yo, I got a tech question for you, bro. My mic is a plug and play, man. Um, it's supposed to be like a podcast and mic and stuff that I got. But when you gotta be kidding me. I got low shit and just hit over here, man. But when I'm plugging it into the computer, bro, it's like the computer isn't recognizing it. But when I plug it into the phone, my phone recognizes it, no problem. Have you ever had that problem with your equipment, or is that what I need to get the mixer for? 'Cause I thought the computer's automatic mixer would automatically pick it up and reckon them. These motherfuckers, man, they are really gonna make stuff hard. Oh, this is annoying. No, normal camera ain't bad. It just need better lighting. Oh, let me check studio. These videos. Yeah. Yeah. So why everything else on is the paid for stuff? This is a horrible stock photo. Yeah, why y'all always trying to make somebody subscribe? That's annoying. Oh, it's only paid one, free one. Another watermark. Who's that right now? Mm. Oh, download. Stop it. Hey, what's up, Damien, man? Life in Zambia good, bro. Unfortunately, if you can see, I don't have electricity on right now. This is one of the problems here, man, is we're experiencing load shedding really bad. And that's where the electric grid, they shut it off for a few hours at a time. And you don't know when it's going to come back, man. Other than that, it's actually really good. It just gets annoying because, like right now, I was in the middle of doing some work, and then the electricity just popped off. Where you coming in from? Okay, you do this shit tomorrow. I'm not gonna even worry with this today. Just getting annoying. And if you hear that little beeping in the background, that's my ups going. Oh, you're in the Philippines? How's the Philippines, man? Because I'm seeing videos now that the Philippines it looks a lot nicer than what it used to. It looks like it's more modern now and everything. It looks safe now too. I'm used to seeing old videos of like what's that, Angel City or something, where it looks a little shady. But I was looking at videos of Manila, and it actually had me willing to possibly go there. Alright, let me months before that, Cambodia for 8 months, Brazil for 2 years. Yeah, I was in and did 3.5 years in Panama, 3.5 years in Medellin, Colombia. Then I did 1 year in South Africa, and then it took me another year because I ended up getting permanent residence here in Zambia. But this is I'm not going to stay here full time. I'm gonna use it as my home base because like rent here is really really cheap. Like for a 2 bedroom, 2 bath house, I pay 195 US dollars. So like it's easy to just have a place, and I'd probably be out of here at least 6 months out of the year. But I want to get back to traveling because dealing with this electricity stuff, I'm not feeling it. Oh, you don't like the Philippines? What would you say you don't like about it? Also, if you want to come up and chat, man, you can come up and talk too if you want to. I'm thinking about Cambodia's not on my list, but I'm thinking about maybe doing. Vietnam or some parts of Thailand. I'm not honestly. See, I'm not a drinker or a partier, so I know most of Thailand and Vietnam isn't going to be a great place for me. Let me cut this up sauce. Fuckers. It's a little bit of light. All right, shit. Let me sit on the couch. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit of light I got. Philippines is just too shady and seedy for my taste. Okay, see, you're confirming everything that I was thinking when I first started looking at videos of the Philippines. It just didn't feel like it was a. I felt like it was a place that people are going to try to rip you off a lot, if possible, and it can get dangerous really fast. Look at some of these parts in Africa, man, because the southern part of Africa is more stable. The only problem that I can tell you is the electricity. The load shedding is a problem here. But as far as safety, you don't have any safety issues. And the most expensive country is Botswana, but South Africa is actually very affordable. Zambia is super affordable. Oh yeah, I feel you, man. I like the nomad lifestyle. It does get tiresome after a while, especially when you don't have a home base. But now that I got a little bit of a home base, I'm just really saving up money again, and then I'm just gonna be moving around after that. Okay, that's it. Yeah. So in South Africa, I'll tell you this: if you go to South Africa, do not get in an apartment building that's more than 4 floors. I was on the 17th floor and getting stuck in a lift and walking up and down those stairs, you get tired. Here, they don't have buildings that big. Like I can eventually just buy a solar system here because the solar system, I think it'll probably cost total maybe 2,000 US dollars, which isn't bad. I just don't want to really invest that much money into anything right now, unless it's going to be my personal property. But I will say this: if you're looking to buy land over time, come to Zambia. You can get land really cheap here, especially if you get traditional land from the actual village chiefs and stuff like that. So, like, I have land out in a village called Chama. I got about 20 hectares, and then I'm looking in two other village areas, Chapata and what's the other one? Chapata, Mumbai, and Chongwei. Those three areas. In Chongwei, I'm looking at possibly getting 10 hectares for 20,000 kwacha, which is about 700 US dollars. So you can get land here real affordable. Honestly, thinking about going back to Morocco. It's not a perfect country, but was at least safe and peaceful. Okay, I don't know anything about Morocco. Oh, look into Madagascar also. I think Madagascar is good. I plan on going to Cape Verde because one of the things I want to do now, since after being locked down for COVID in Colombia, I want to be able to move around in case something like that ever happen again. So I'm really just going around collecting retirement visas. So getting wherever I can get visas or permits to enter any country. But I'll say like I will give you here's the drawbacks of Zambia, and I'm in Lusaka, the capital city. It's unorganized. Um, you don't want to drive in the downtown area. That's the only place people are going to try to rip you off. I don't know what your ethnicity is. If you're white, you're not going to have any problems here as far as safety. No one's going to bother you. There's a large amount of white expats here. Um, the same areas that try to rip me off or try to rip you off too. Um, Infrastructure is decent on this side. It's just okay, you African man. Okay, you good then, bro. You're not gonna have problems. Infrastructure is decent. The problem with the infrastructure in Lusaka, they didn't organize it correctly. So like there's traffic because there's only one way in and out of each direction. And so that's the biggest issue right there is like it's just not organized. And they've overbuilt the city. So there's nothing they can really do here to fix the problem, minus build a whole new capital city somewhere else. Quality of life, I think the quality of life is really good, man. Let me see, food here. If you're like, I'm vegan, so I don't eat out at restaurants. But if you eat normal, there's plenty of restaurants to go to here. Eating out is more expensive than cooking food. But when I say eating out's more expensive, like I think you can get a large pizza for what's that, 200 kwacha? Let me see how much it is in the US. I think it's like $7. I don't know if that's a good price or not. About what, 200? So $8.32, you can get a large pizza. I have a private chef. I pay her about I think $140 a month. She comes 3 times a week and cook food for me. My mid 40s, not that type that wants to go to bars and clubs. Okay, so I don't club or drink. It's a boring city. I'm gonna be real with you. It's a very boring country. This is the type of country to me you just either you have a girlfriend or two that you're gonna just deal with, and then you can go to like different cities and lodges and things like that. If you're into like fashion shows, they have those. Here, I'll be honest with you, it's mainly for yeah. It's mainly for building business. Like if you want to build a business here, this is the place to come. You can start up a business for less than 100 US dollars, and that's getting it actually registered with the government. So like I'm right now, what I'm doing, I found some leaf blowers on sale for like 17 bucks. So I'm just buying one or two every month and just slowly building up leaf blowers, lawnmowers, and weed eaters. And then I'm gonna start a landscaping business here and just having people work for me. Like I have that business going. I'm gonna end up opening up a vegan restaurant here. Um, I have a modeling agency right now that I'm working with 2 fashion designers. We're getting that going. And then outside of that, I'm gonna be doing farming on the different properties that I buy. So it's a lot of opportunities to make money here that can keep you busy. But I wouldn't compare it to South Africa. Like South Africa, so far is the best country that I've been to in Africa because no matter what you do, there's something available for you. So like they had a lot of different daytime events, daytime marketplaces. South Africa was cool, man. Like if you haven't been there, go to South Africa. And right now they don't have load shedding, so it's not even an issue there right now. But I will say this: in probably about 6 or 7 months, it might change. Like one of the things about Africa right now is the politics is crazy. Oh, the locals are great, man. People, bro, as a Black American, they love us in this southern region. They actually relate to us too. They listen to the same music as us. They grew up watching the same TV shows as us, so they know about Family Matters, Martin, Fresh Prince, Jeffersons, 227. It's not like other places in the world, man, where all they can say is N word this, N word that, or they just know whatever popular rap song out. They actually know us here, and the English is really great. Some of them are afraid to speak English, and it's just like they feel intimidated, like our English is better, but the English is really great here. Like I be holding conversations with people. You don't have to break your English down. The only thing you may have to do here is slow down speaking, and that just depends on what part of the U.S. you're from. Like if you're from the East Coast, you just have to slow down how you speak. That's it, man. Other than that, it's really cool here. Hey, how's my video quality, man? Am I coming through? Well, I know the video ain't clear because I'm using my laptop camera, but is it choppy or is it a steady stream? I'm just looking for somewhere that isn't ruined by tourism, which is how I found your channel for that reason. I pulled you up while I was searching for country. Oh, so here, yeah, there's no, I would say in Lusaka, man, for my 8 months here, I've only ran into about two Americans. There's not a lot of tourism here, hardly any. 99% of the tourism in this region goes to South Africa. You don't run into much tourism at all. Like I'm with you on that. I don't like being around a bunch of Americans. If it's a large American expat group, I usually do not want to be there because it's from my travels. I just ran into too much nonsense from that, and a lot of those guys want to bring in their problems from the U.S. and bring it to the new country. And I'm just like, yo, I'm here to chill, have fun, and live my life. So you don't have any of that issues here. Botswana, you don't have that issues. Um, I'm going to actual Tanzania next month. Not July, August. I'm sorry. In August, I'm going to Tanzania because they have a train that you can take there for about 40 US dollars. It'll take you 2 days to get there. So I'm gonna go there, and then I'll be able to give a review, and I'm gonna do some footage while I'm there also. But I know if I go farther out, outside of Lusaka, the odds of running into an American is like one in maybe 100,000. Like it's not that many people here. It feels really good, man. I'm not gonna lie to you on that. I'm with you though. I don't like big tourist area places. That was one of the things that ruined Medellin for me. Uh, and I'm not knocking passport bros and stuff, but when all those YouTubers started filming and letting people know about it, it just ruined the whole country, man. Because Colombia, I love Colombia. I love Latin culture. I really assimilated in it, and it came to the point where the locals, I feel like they don't really want Americans there because a lot of them just ruined the whole vibe and culture there. What if, and then living in Panama, yo, that place was so expensive, and it was just a little America. I was really disappointed in Panama after 3 years. How was Morocco? I know you said it's not the best. Like, is it safe there? And do they really speak English there, or is it what language do they speak? Oh, see, you get me, bro. Man, bro, you get me. The passport bros ruined so many Latin countries and Latin culture, man. Like when I first went to Medellin, man, it was nothing but love. Like the people was loving, man. And after those passport bros, it started becoming where even people who knew me was looking kind of side eye, like, "Yo, are you doing this?" And I'm like, "Bro, you know what I'm about." The passport bros ruined a lot of countries, man. Like I'm at the point where I don't even want to go back to Colombia just to visit. Uh, they just ruined it, man. And Latin culture is like I tell people, once you assimilate with Latin culture, man, it's a loving freaking culture, especially outside of outside of leaving the U.S. But I will say this: look into Cape Verde. It's a African island, but it was colonized by Spain, and so I think they actually have Latin culture, but it's Africans with Latin culture. So I'm thinking it's gonna be like a little bit like Savia Bahia, Brazil, and all of that. So I'm really planning on looking into that area. Like my end goal is I want to be able to go. I want to be able to. What is this they sent me? Sorry, somebody had sent me something. My end goal is I want to be able to travel to different countries throughout the year. Like I don't want to be. This living in one country, man. It bores me. It bores me crazy. Like yeah, traveling kind of gets out of hand, but I feel like if I find enough countries where I'm just jumping between, I'll be good. 'Cause I can't just sit in one country. It was boring, but I didn't really spend enough time there to settle in. However, I would definitely go back to speak the local dialect of Arabic. Oh, okay. Okay, so a dialect of Arabic and French. Okay, I want to learn Arabic. So what made you go to the Philippines, man? Like to make that hop? Because that's a long flight. Have you thought about Thailand? I think Thailand now have a new visa they putting in, and I think Vietnam may have just issued a new visa also. My only issues with Vietnam, they don't have a retirement visa. So I was going to originally go there and do business until COVID hit, and now that they opened up the marijuana market, I feel like going to Vietnam is just oversaturated, and everything's just going to be doing any type of business is going to be overpriced now. Let's see prices. Well, I will say, so far, this region of the southern region of Africa is nice. You don't have any of the issues from like how Kenya just had the big protests and burning up stuff. It's way peaceful. You don't have any of that issues. I need to do some medical appointments and. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm a veteran too, bro. I'm 100% disabled. So here in Africa, in the southern region, there's a U.S. embassy about 5 minutes from me. I actually went there to take care of some documents to get my driver license verified. I can do passport services there, and there's an embassy in Botswana, and there's an embassy in South Africa. So far here, like if you do decide in Africa, the embassies are all over here. You won't have any issues with that. Medical. Now I will tell you this. So medical insurance here, I pay. I pay 60 kwacha a month for medical insurance. That is, I paid $2.49 a month for medical insurance. So I just paid it off for the year, and it was $29.96. So that gives me dental coverage. I can see a physiotherapist. I haven't found a chiropractor that covers it yet, but I'm still looking for that. And then that's any other. I can go to one of the best hospitals here. I can go to the military hospital here, which is where all the members of parliament and all of them go, and the big members of the military. And I don't have any copay. So like when I go get my cleaning this in November, it's all I do is just go in, get my cleaning. I don't have to pay anything. So health insurance in Zambia is really good, man. I can attest for that. The only catch is when you do the NEMA insurance, you're on a probation period of like 4 months. But I mean, to pay $29 for the year, I'm not tripping. I don't mind waiting 4 months. Damn, I need some light. Since they all speak English in the Philippines, process of doing. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So they speak good English in the Philippines. They don't speak. I thought most of them speak Tagalog. You have zero chances of being robbed here in your residence. So the area that I live in, there's three mega mansions down from me. I'm on a compound, so there's three other houses on this compound. We have a electric motorized gate. They have the electric fence and all of that. But there's by the time 6 p.m. hit, So let me see what time it is right now. Like it's 5:37 here. So in about 30 minutes, there's not gonna be any more cars in the street. No one's walking on the street. The only cars that you will hear or see on the street is people who are coming to their house. And also to get into this part where I'm at, there's two gates, and both gates have security 24/7. There's zero the chances of something violent happening to you here. You have to go looking for it, meaning you have to go into the one area where there's drugs and stuff like that. And I've never even seen that area, and nobody's going to take you there. Oh, okay, I didn't know there's schooling's in English. Okay. No, have you been to the counterfeit market out there? So that's what I'm thinking about doing is doing like a 3 month trip of just going to different counterfeit markets. I've been on a binge of just buying knockoff watches and wallets right now. That's one of the things I've been doing to keep busy, man. Like I can't do the bar scenes and stuff no more. I'm like so like when people be like, "Oh, you want to go out and drink?" I'm like, guys, I was stationed in South Korea when South Korea was the place to be, and it was just crazy. And so like now going to a bar and stuff, I'm good. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I left Colombia, man. Besides that, my wife passed away there, but it was the crime there. I always felt like it could be any moment something happened, and the rise of the passport bros there, especially the guys who was used to go in the Dominican Republic, when they started coming to Medellin, they put a target on black guys' back. It was too much. And then when I went to Quito, like it's safe now. You see people like Check in Effect and Ace Live went there. But when I went there, it was dangerous, man. Like you couldn't be on the street after like 6 or 7 p.m. They were just shooting people. And so I just got tired of that crime, man. I was like, look, I want to be in a place that's peaceful. And I didn't want to have to go to a European place to get, peace. So luckily I found it in Africa. I haven't been to a counterfeit market here, but I think the ones in other Asian countries. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I want to hit up Vietnam and Thailand just to go to the counterfeit. But I have to hit up China too. 'Cause I've been seeing some really good counterfeit stuff in China. Like right now, I've been on a big Richard Mille. Richard Mille. I've been buying the counterfeit watches here. They have some really good qualities one here. These ones I paid $17 for, but they have a really good one that's like 300 US dollars. I just don't know if I can spend that much money on a counterfeit though, but it's nice. So what time is it there in the Philippines? Are you in what time zone is that in? Is it like night there? Is it like 7 or 8 p.m. there? I'm trying to see like when is good times to start going live here. I'm like, yeah, I might as well start doing YouTube lives. I'm gonna do lives just walking around some places and probably when if I drive to Ndola, I'm gonna go to another area next weekend. Oh, it's 11:40 p.m. Oh, okay. Cause see, it's just 17:41 here. Why did you send me this? But I'll say out of all the countries I've been to in the world, Zambia is the safest I've been to. For it to be a major size city, a major city, I'm in Lusaka, it's the safest I've been to. You don't even see people fight here. Like that's how crazy. Like people get drunk and they just go home, like or they just pass out on the street. Like you don't even see people fighting. You see the police here, they walking around with no care in the world. There's the military here is a joke. Like good people, but it's like compared to American military, you like, man, you would not have made it. I don't really understand the point of this one. Figure it out. I definitely how to get quality from places like Zambia. Man, so there's one big passport bro who was here in Zambia. And I'm gonna be real with you, his videos are full of shit. Because he was just dating women. So to travel in and out of Zambia is actually affordable. It's the most affordable than any other country that I've seen so far in Africa. Um, like I can fly to South Africa, Tanzania round trip for about 200 to 400 bucks, depending where, depending on what time I go. But also like I'm gonna take the train to Tanzania. It's gonna take 2 days, but it's only like 40 or 50 US dollars. So that is actually good. The busing systems here are very safe. They drive safe. It's none of like that Southeast Asia stuff where they driving crazy or drunk. They're real good on that. Cause like I bussed from South Africa all the way to Zambia, and it was extremely safe. People are nice, friendly. If you get lost or you need helps, there's always somebody to help you because everyone speaks English. Even if you go into the villages, people know English. Um, but yeah, those passport bros, man, they're not helping. Even like if you look at some of their videos, the ones that did come to Zambia, like even the women they're messing with is not the quality of women that's here on the ground. You have actually good quality women. So like if you're a guy that's looking for someone to settle down with, you can find that here no problem. And they're not looking for your money. You have working women here. There's like I tell people, if you see 10 women in one area, about 3 to 4 of them are going to be at least be a nurse. So like they're educated, they have degrees, they're working. Um, you don't have none of that nonsense like the other places. Damn, this shit. Let me put some light on. Oh, it's a little bit early. So like, you see, this is the biggest problem right here is the load shed. There's no electricity. This is the main problem with Zambia right now. And the only reason this is a problem is because the river that has the hydroponic dam is it's we had a bad drought and it's just not water. So they're supposed to be buying electricity from another country. So hopefully in a couple of months it'll get better. Even the folks rate a country entirely on the women. They met and dated in a short stay. That's kind of what made me move to Brazil. I hadn't been to Brazil before, but the videos made it seemed like life was even better as an expat versus a tourist. I think the passport bros have ruined Central and South America. I think it's over for it. I think Central and South America, the passport bros just killed that whole region. Because like if you look at the Dominican Republic right now, and I don't mean this in a bad way, it's just trash. If you're not looking for pay to play, if you're just there to be a decent human being, I don't see no point in going there. Those guys have ruined com- complete entire areas, and now they're looking for the remote places to ruin those too. Like there's one in Brazil right now in some remote areas, and he's like, "Oh, it's boring." Then he's just filming the videos of showing women's butt and stuff, and I'm like, "Dude, now you're gonna have a whole group of guys going there, and they're gonna ruin the whole culture of that region." and then people just not gonna like us. Like the passport bros is the worst movement to ever happen. At least the passport sisters keep their stuff on the down low. You don't see them showing all their videos of what they're doing and the areas they going to. Oh, I will say this though, Damien. Stay away from Ghana, stay away from the Gambia, and a lot of those other countries that's in Central and Western Africa. Um, the only reason I say stay away from them is because they're unstable. There's a lot of crime in the Gambia and Ghana that's going on to Americans or people from the diaspora. Some people talk about it, some people not talking about it. But 'cause I've met people that came from there. They've been telling me, and I've been hearing a lot of horror stories about it. And plus, their legal systems aren't really that great. Like here, if you like here, even with me, if someone do something wrong, as long as I have legal proof, I can take them to court. Like there is no issues, and they will go to jail. There's no questions about it. If you're guilty of something, you're going to jail, and you're going to jail that instant. Like there's no waiting a couple of months. As soon as the court hearing over, you're going to jail. So I like that about here. Even in South Africa, like buying land in South Africa is very safe. But if you buy land in Ghana or the Gambia, you may not be really buying land. I agree. I honestly don't understand the passport bro movement, especially in relation to Colombia. Seems like all these ongoing death and murders struggling, to keep dudes. Bro, you know what's funny about that? I have friends to this day that are still in Colombia. Nothing is happening to them. These guys are going out there messing with street walking women. And I'm like, why didn't you just do that in the United States? You could have done that in the US and still been alive. It's, it's these guys like this, and this is where I don't understand the passport bro. Now, if someone's on here a passport bro, you can come up, talk to me about it, explain your case. From what I see from these guys that claim they're passport bros, majority of them, they're just guys who don't have that much money and they're actually going looking for cheap sex or cheaper sex, I guess. And they're looking for a way to film it to make money off of it on YouTube and OnlyFans and Patreon. Like I don't understand what that movement is. I don't get it. Because people be asking me all the time, they're like, "Oh, are you a passport bro?" I'm like, "No, I'm an expat. I'm a nomad. I travel. I make my own money. I don't need to beg on the internet for money. I don't film women. I don't do creep cams. Like I just literally like to go and see different cultures. I scratched Gunner off my list a long time ago. Saw too many. Yeah, it's getting even worse because now there so many people went there and invested their money. Even the Americans there are ripping other Americans off. So like they're starting to annoy the chiefs. It's so many issues going on with Ghana. Like I don't think I'll ever visit Ghana. It's not on my list to even to go see as a tourist. I do plan on going to Nigeria just because I want to go buy stuff from their market there, their fabric market, and see if I can ship them back here just for a business. But minus that, I'm not really interested in Western Africa right now. I just want to stay in the southern region and little bits of the eastern region. But like even in this area, I think it's Chapata out here. Like a girl was telling me today, like I can probably get a gold mine or something like that. Like you just talk to somebody who know, and if they know where some of the gold veins are, they'll just tell you, and you just purchase the land. So like that's one of the other reasons I love about here. Like the people are good, man. Like it's not too many bad scammers out here. Most of the people you're gonna find here that are problems are usually gonna be in some of the businesses, like when you're in town in the central business district. And that's if they hear your accent, they automatically think like, "Oh, he's rich. Let me get more money." So I have an assistant here that gets all of my things for me and speak for me when I go to places like that. And like here in Lusaka, you got to be careful with purchasing, like not purchasing, but like renting. So, like, if it's normal for you to pay 3 months up front. You can negotiate that. But if anybody asks you for more than 3 months up front, just know you're not going to get a place that's good. That's one of the things I learned first. And first place I paid 3 months up front, but it was to help finish some of the stuff. If the house isn't fully finished, do not get a place out here. Because what they do, they eat through the money and then they just do a really, really shady job and they just don't care. Let me see. Let me see. But if you are single and dating, you can find good women out here. There's good women out here, all within this region. No issues on that. Trying to think, one of my maybe transportation wise, moving around here, they have their version of Uber. It's a Russian app called Yango. It works good, no problems at all. Every once in a while, the GPS location acts up, but other than that, that's the only problem. Sounds like the Philippines were paying several months up front, and here it's more common for folks to pay several months as a deposit. Yeah, I don't think you get your deposits back here. I think what you do with your actual last month deposit, you just use it as your last month rent. I don't because like I got ripped off out of my deposit. Mind you, I have a personal house cleaner, everything. Oh, house cleaner. House cleaner here, you can if you have them come I have my person come twice a week. I'll pay them about $50 a month. Um, transportation app, it depends on where you live. So like I'm a little farther away from town. So for me, I just make a budget of about $200 a month. And that's like if I'm going on a date and going doing some things. Um, so I just set a budget of about $200 US. Sometimes I hit it, sometimes I don't. It's really not that expensive. But if I live closer to town, like one of the malls or something, I would probably be paying about $100 a month. So it really depends on what area you're staying in. But for me, like for my house, I'm paying $190 a month, and it was just a better deal. And so when I saw the place and saw how quiet it is out here, like I don't know if you can hear it, you can just hear the crickets chirping. But the noise that's right now is the noise of my neighborhood. You don't have people partying, nothing like that. So I decided to move a little farther out. And by farther out, I mean like I'm like a 10-minute to 15-minute drive to town. But if I was about 7 minutes to town, everything cuts in half or 75%, 50 to 75%. All of the prices cut down, transportation. You'll be moving around for like one trip, maybe $2 US. Whereas I think I pay about $6 to $8 one trip. So it's still nowhere what I was paying when I was back visiting the US for an Uber ride. Yeah, but yeah, paying up. The only place I saw, well, no, Botswana, you don't pay several months up front, and South Africa, you don't pay several months up front. But even in South Africa, the company tried to steal my deposit. I just had some locals talk to them, and then they handed my money over real quick. Like I think that's just a common thing. I think a lot of places, and I was using a professional realtor company. I think when they hear your accent and they know you're not really from there, they're just gonna try to push it to see if they can get over on. I think that's just one of those things with being a nomad. It's annoying, but it is what it is. But even in Botswana, I actually plan on uh, buying a place out there eventually, just to use for Airbnb, and then use as a place to where whenever I'm in town, I don't have to worry about paying rent or looking for a hotel or something. Always hard to get things you need, grocery. No, no problem. You have zero problems. Even around me, I have three malls right by me. in less than a 5-minute drive. Um, in those three malls, you can get just about everything you want. Um, if you need electronics and things like that, there's China malls all over the country, and electronics are cheap. Like, here's one of my little podcast microphones I got. I got a little speaker, and also like furniture stuff. It's cheaper to get your furniture made here than buying it in an actual furniture store. So like the coffee table I have made, it's like just a little circle around coffee table out of wood. He stained it and everything. It took him about 3 weeks to finish it because he was doing an art project, and it cost me 90 US dollars. How's the process of ordering things and getting them shipped? So you can use AliExpress here, the Chinese website. It takes anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 weeks to 4 weeks. I'm sorry, to get things shipped here to you. If you have a problem with anything, you just contact them, and they work with you directly. You'll be working directly with the store. Like I had something that was missing in the post office, and then they ended up contacting the post office. They found the item, and they let me know, and then gave me the tracking number and the phone number to the post office to be able to find it. It's really good because like the legal system is good here, so you don't have any. The few illegal things that happen here is usually dealing with some of the land. And like I say, when you get like if you get caught selling land that you're not supposed to be selling, you're going to jail. There's no questions about it. You're going straight to jail. Those are probably the only little problems you have. And then I believe Amazon ships here too. There's an Amazon Zambia. I haven't tried it yet, and you can get things shipped to you directly from the U.S. Bro, I get exactly where you're coming from on that one. So for each item that I get shipped in, I pay 40 kwacha, and let me see how much that is. I believe it's, I don't even think that's $2. Let me see. I pay $1.66 per item. So that's what I pay for every item that I get shipped in so far. They haven't worried about the weight. They haven't said anything about how much the items cost. It's literally just $1.66 I pay. And I just go to the post office window. I give them my national registration card, which is, it's called NRC. It's their national form of identification here. And he just write down everything. I sign for it and just give him 40 kwacha, and that's it. Like no issues. They don't check your packages. They don't look in your stuff. It's none of that stuff like Central and South America. And that was one of my issues with Colombia. Like I got tired of them opening my packages. And it's like, certain things I was buying, like maybe to like one of the things I had bought was some mouth guards one day. And I'm like, dude, why do y'all have to open every single thing? And it's like you touching my stuff. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like you see what the package is, just they don't have that worry. I don't know if those countries do that because of drug shipments and stuff, but they don't have that worry here. Yeah, this electricity is not coming back. Hopefully, come back in 30 minutes. And then, oh, you can use your debit card here for most places too. You don't need cash that much, and they have it's called mobile money. I use Airtel mobile money. It's with one of the phone providers, and you can use that to where you send money to pay for stuff. Like I pay my rent through mobile money, and it's considered a legal form of tender. So I always send it that way, and then I put in the comments what it's for. So that way, if anybody ever try to rip you off or lie to you, you just show them your record, and there's no issues there. I agree. Several countries I've had issues with important stuff and getting scammed. Yep. Oftentimes, many times, more than that. Yeah. You don't have that issue here. No problem at all. The food here, for me, because I'm vegan, the food is pretty boring. But I can't say anything as far as someone who eats meat and stuff. Um, Everybody that I've seen met here that go out and eat here, they like the food, even some Americans. But like I say, I prefer to have a private chef than actually eat out. It's just cheaper for me. So I think my whole food budget for the entire month may be, and it's including hiring a chef. It might be $200 a month, and so it just works out good for me that way. The only time that I may eat out is maybe once a weekend, and I have a place that I go to. It's an Indo Chinese place, and they know me. The customer service is great. The food is always consistent and good. So that's how I do it here. But they have a bunch of restaurants here. There's no McDonald's here. There's no Burger King. There's no Western food here. There's no Western food companies. Oh no, I'm sorry. There's a KFC here. KFC is the only Western food company here. You can get massages here for about 30. No, not even 30. Let me see. I don't even want to lie to you. You can get a massage from anywhere from $10 up to $41. And that's depending on what the currency exchange is at the time. So right now it dipped low. One US dollar is 24 kwacha, but it usually sit about 25 to 26 kwacha, which goes a long way because the cost of living here is cheap. Reasonable monthly budget. I honestly believe if you don't overspend and just not doing crazy stuff, even and this including your rent and everything, I would say less than 2,000 US dollars. I would really say a person can get by on 1,000 to 1,500. I think you would live more closer to town. Um, I think 2,000. If you have at least 2,000 US dollars, you're good. And like so, for me, I'm 100% retired from the military through disability, so I don't have a problem. Like I'm never thinking about where if I have enough money for anything. Like I don't think about. My biggest thing is I kind of overspend sometimes, but I'm even getting that in place in check. Oh, tennis shoes here. If you wear a size 13 or bigger, it's going to be difficult. I'm gonna be real with you. 12 is usually the biggest you can find here. I found a place, so I get knockoff Jordans, and I pay about $20 for a pair of Jordans. With a small Western style apartment, um, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like the style of apartments isn't bad, man. If I had electricity, I'd show you around here. Like I'm in my living room right now. That's my kitchen right there, and my two bathrooms are on the left, and my two bedrooms in the back. I only pay $195 a month. Like the living standards here are not bad at all. Like you're not gonna. It's nothing like a village house or a shack or anything like that. Um, just for like I would say for your rental, like even what I pay here, 195 US dollars, that's considered a lot. Like people do like, oh, you pay a lot. And if I move to the Copper Belt, I think I can get a three-bedroom house for like 3,500 kwacha, and I'll tell you how much that is in dollars. Um, that'll be 145 US dollars for a three-bedroom house. So like it's not that expensive, bro. Like it's nothing like Southeast Asia, and it's definitely not like Brazil or Colombia. Like in Colombia, I was paying 1,000 US dollars for a penthouse apartment, and that was just because I had to live in a penthouse at least once. And I've heard Brazil is pretty expensive. Okay. Internet, I pay for the lowest plan. I pay $35 a month. They have another plan which is $62 a month. It's double the speed. Internet's not that great here. I wouldn't even advise you to buy the highest speed. And the reason being is um the the problem with the internet here is depending on the area you're in, depends on which internet provider works. So you have to see which internet works for which provider works for which area you're in. Um, with the load shedding, it's just no point in paying $60 for internet that I might not be using for 8 hours a day. But with the one that I have, it's 5G. I can upload videos to YouTube in about 10 minutes, as long as they're not 4K. Like uploading 4K videos here is a pain. They do have fiber optics in some areas, but it's very small areas. So it's not that widely available. Um, like I don't have a problem streaming Netflix or anything, YouTube. I can watch seminars on the TV. None of those problems. Smart TVs, all of those things are here. I was thinking about the same Brazil for. Okay, yeah, I heard Brazil was pretty expensive. I was shocked because I thought the average Brazilian don't make that much money. But when I was looking at some of the places and hearing about some of the prices, yeah. So Cape Verde, I was looking. All it said is if you have enough money to take care of to provide for yourself, then you can get a permanent residence there. 'Cause I was looking at Cape Verde and I was looking at Madagascar also. Both of those pretty much is very vague, and I don't think any Americans been there yet to do it. Because one thing I'm learning, bro, is most of this stuff in Africa, if it's not Ghana, Kenya, or the Gambia, nobody's here doing it. I think I'm the first first person, period, to get the retirement visa here in Lusaka in Zambia, and they gave me permanent residency. There's no restrictions. I don't have to stay in the country for a certain amount of time a year. Nothing. It was just straight permanent residency, and I think I got to wait 5 to 10 years, anywhere between there. Then I can get citizenship. But yeah, I'm noticing most of these places, there's not much information on them. You just got to go there, really. Because if you email somebody, they're not going to tell you. They're going to tell you exactly what you read online, which is nothing. I've been looking them up too because I just want to collect visas and collect permits. Because, like I say, if there's ever another worldwide lockdown, I want to have the choice to go to the country of my choosing, and I don't want to be stuck in one place for like 2 years or something, especially stuck in a house. If I'm gonna be stuck, I at least want to be stuck on a beach or stuck in a mountain somewhere, having land where I can just do my own thing. But yeah, it is vague, so you're not the only one. Trying to think any other Rwanda. I think they have. I think I don't know if they have a retirement visa or not, but it's easy to get a business visa there. I've seen next notes. Open back. Yeah, come back. I think power gonna come back on. Yeah, it's just short term people there in Cape Verde, man, and then it's like some of those people just filming women and but I don't move to a place just to look at women. That's just not my thing. Like I actually want to be able to either immerse in the culture or somehow financially benefit being there. Uh, so I get you on that, man. It's just the content that's on Cape Verde just don't it don't interest me. So I want to go for myself before. I keep seeing people trying to get these passport bros to go. So I'm really trying. My goal is to get there next year before they get there because if they go, they just going to ruin it. And I want to order something. Yeah, it's 1800, bro. And then I'm trying to think any other. Honestly, minus Russia and China, there's no other really countries that I'm interested in going to long term. Um, I don't know. It's just too much opportunity here in Africa. Um, also, I see 5 people watching. If you got any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm just here in Zambia, in Lusaka, Zambia, chilling. Power just came back this side. So that shows you how low shedding work. I'm on the light. Oh, too much light. There we go. Albania, I haven't see Albania haven't even crossed my radar. It's it's so many countries that just really I kind of know what I want and don't want to live in now. I don't want any resemblance of crazy violence. So like that's where all of Central and South America is off my list. Um, a lot of the UK is off my list. I'm not willing to deal with any racism, and also like I don't like being. I don't know how it was for you in Brazil. I didn't like being that token Black American. Like it's kind of like you're exotic. Like, I get tired of that, man. So like here, you just blend in with the people until they hear your accent. They don't even know you're American. They're gonna automatically assume you're just part of the country from whatever tribe you look like. So I kind of like that because it's a little bit more peaceful. I know some people like that, being that exotic, but I'm like, I don't. To me, it make me feel like I'm some kind of French poodle or something. It's like, dude, I'm not here to be a dog or oh shoot, that's what that is. Oh, I don't need that now. It's like because like even in Colombia and Medellin, there was times where it just felt weird being there. And mind you, this was before the passport bro movement ruined everything. Because it would just be like you gotta say the same thing over and over again. Um, I just got tired of all that. Brazil was the most racist place I ever visited, which made it even worse. On top of really, it's that bad there. And Brazil has some. Isn't the one of the biggest African descent countries in the world? I didn't realize Brazil was that bad. See, and I'm just not willing to deal with that. The thing that kept me from Brazil is like I kept seeing those videos of people in the favelas and gang violence, police fighting, people were robbing the city buses. And I was like, dude, I've been through war. I ain't got time for I ain't got time for that stuff, man. I just do not have time to be dealing with nonsense violence. Let me see. Let's see if this will work. Mhm. Oh, other thing about here, one of the disadvantages, there's not a big delivery system here. So like if you want like food delivered, things like that, it's not the simplest place. You have a few things on certain apps, but it's not the best. Oh man, I did not know it was that bad there. See, I'd rather just stay away from it because see stuff like that is gonna start messing with my energy. Then I'm getting angry, and I don't have time being angry. Let's see what this one. Oh, the other problem with Zambia too, the GPS is not always accurate. These do not see it outside the tourist areas, but it becomes apparent. See, I don't do tourist areas. I think me and you kind of like I don't do tourist areas. I do not like tourist areas at all. Okay, let's see this one. One thing I've learned. Let me know what you feel about it. Like tourists, when you're in the tourist areas, it's like you're not really in the country. And I like to live like a local to a certain degree. What? Come on, man. Oh, one other. Now that I heard the electricity surgeon, it is hard to find good help here as far as skilled labor. So when you find one, you keep them. I haven't found a good electrician here yet. I don't know anybody who know one yet. So like that is one of the other issues about here. Skilled laborers, when you find a good one, you keep them. Like I found a good plumber here, and it took like three plumbers to get find him, and he was recommended by someone because the first plumber I used ripped me off, and like when he ripped me off, it was like for like $10, and I'm like, dude, you ruin your whole name and integrity over $10. It's like, come on. I agree. I want to be like allergic to a certain degree. Most I want to be treated and given. Yeah, see, that's how I am, man. Like, I just want to be given the prices as a local. Like, I'm not trying to live in any type of poverty or anything like that. There's a baseline that I don't go under. As long as I'm not going under that baseline, I'm good. Man, tell me about it. I hate tourist areas. They just do not do it for me. Okay, is it working? Let's see if this will work. Yo, Dr. Shrooms, what's up, bro? Hey, everybody, follow Dr. Shrooms, man. This is the mushroom guru. If you want to learn how to grow oyster mushrooms or any type of mushrooms, that's the man to talk to right there. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, electricity just came back on, bro. It was looking rough for a minute. I'm just seeing if I'm going to order something to eat. So that's what I'm doing right now, if it works. I'm trying not to have to go to really trying not to have to go to the restaurant to pick it up. Oh, come on, come on. Where are you? If I'm able to get it, I'll let you know what the prices is and how much it is. Oh, 1 second. Yo, how the weather in Ocean Shores, bro? What's the name of that thing? Manchurian, vegetable Manchurian. What? My big fat vegan life. Yes, Lusaka is very safe for African American women. No one's gonna mess with you here. Here's the only problem for the women. You have to be cautious that is certain areas are very traditional and very tribal. And so like if you go to the CBD area, Central Business District, you have to be dressed a little bit more conservative. Like this isn't the place to be dressed scantily and stuff like that. But other than that, you're not going to have any problems here. And the moment they find out they touch someone that's not Zambian, it's going to be hell to pay for them. So it is very safe here for African American women. This whole southern region is very safe for Black American women. They're going to be more. You're probably going to be more annoyed. People want to talk to you because they want to know who you are and more about you. Okay, let me see. Did it go? Let me see. Since you have a PR, I would suggest you build an apartment in either Lusaka or Keppel. Oh, permanent residency. Okay, that will help cut the expenses very much when you're out of the country. You make it Airbnb. Just Sunday. I'm actually planning on doing that. Right now. I'm just focused on getting farmland because I'm gonna end up living on the farm. Like I'm not gonna be in the cities. I'm moving to Copper Belt next year, and the whole thing of the Copper Belt, I just want to go see how much it costs there, get a vibe of it. I don't want to just be in one. What is my number? I don't want to just be in. I don't like Lusaka. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't like Lusaka. Um, it's not my vibe. But I do plan on doing it. I plan on having Airbnbs in South Africa, Botswana, and then out here in Zambia also to start out. 3, 7, 5, 4, 9. But the only thing I will say, my vegan life, the only problem you may find is there's not much vegan restaurants here. So I actually plan on doing a whole vegan takeaway just around oyster mushrooms because I got the plug. I can get about maybe 2 to 3 pounds of oyster mushrooms for let me see, you charge me 10 kwacha. Let me see how much it is. I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, I don't want to over exaggerate the price. 10 kwacha, 41 cents for about 2 to 3 pounds of oyster mushrooms. And this is straight from an oyster mushroom farm. What are apartment prices like there for newly built Western style? Damien, when you say Western style, that's the problem right there, bro. They have their own style because they build concrete here. You're not going to find, at least here in Lusaka, they don't have the tower type flats. Um, they don't have those here. I haven't seen them. Um, when you say Western style, that's the only problem. Can you like tell me your like 3 major things that you must have in your apartment, and then it'll give me a better idea. Because like to me, I consider this Western style. To be honest with you, when searching for land, what do you suggest doing first? Be in the country. Be in the country. My big fat vegan life. Be in the country. Oh, you're a chef. Oh, you need to be here then. You need to be here and open up a restaurant. They need restaurant. They need businesses here. They need entrepreneurs here. You need to just teach them how to cook it and open you up some restaurants here. As far as getting land first, you need to be here. Don't search for anything online. Anything you search for online is targeted towards people who don't live in the country. So the prices is probably anywhere from, I'd say, about 10 to 20 times more expensive than what it is. Utilize people that are here in the country. Everybody knows somebody that knows some, and that's the best way to find land. So for the 20 hectares that I bought in Chama, um, let me see, I invested maybe total, let me see, for the land and paying the chief, I invested 4,500 kwacha for 20 hectares. This is about 39 acres, I believe. I ended up paying 187 US dollars. It's very far, yes, but $187 for 20 hectares of farmland. To get 4 hectares cleared off, I paid guys 700 a hectare and times four. I paid $116 for guys to clear out 4 hectares of land, meaning they cleared out the trees, the bushes, everything, and now it's getting ready to start planting come September. Okay, okay. So built-in kitchen is going to be every place you usually find. Like if your budget is at least 5,000 kwacha, 195 where I'm at, you're going to get a built-in place, built-in kitchen, air conditioning. You can get it. Some places provide it, but you can get an air con here for about 200 US dollars to 300, and you can put it in yourself. Because how the weather is here, I'm gonna be real with you. You don't really need, like, it's wintertime now. And that's why I got the sweater on. It's wintertime now, and my house is pretty cool. Um, if you need a heater, you can get a heater for about $100. Some places you can find those built in, but it's actually cheaper to just buy it yourself. The soil is amazing. I'm looking at land now in Chapata, which is a little, it's far from here, but the soil there, whatever you plant will grow. The soil here is, if you ever been to Panama and how fertile that soil is, it's just about the same here between Panama and Colombia. The soil is very fertile. Modern bathrooms. If you want a modern bathroom, the places that I saw with nice modern bathrooms, I think it was about 13,000 kwacha. Remind you, this is Lusaka. Lusaka is more expensive. That's about 541 US dollars. Any place that I've seen over 500 US dollars, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not worth the money. All the ones that I looked at. Okay, so if my order go through, I'm getting like dragon rolls, some vegetable Hakka noodles, masala chips, and vegetable Manchurian dumplings. All four of those are coming to 17 US dollars, and that's enough food to last me for about 2 or 3 days. And the only reason I'm getting that much is because somebody gonna probably be over tomorrow, so they'll be eating some. Yeah, why do I need to add another address? All right, so I'm gonna have to go to the I have to go to the restaurant. This is one of the biggest problems of Zambia. The delivery is not in every location, and it's a hit or miss if it'll let you go through or not. So I'm probably end up spending 12 US dollars because the food is cheaper at the restaurant. So that's how affordable the food is, and that's considered expensive as far as eating out. Air conditioning, modern bathroom. Trying to really have I seen a really good modern bathroom? I haven't seen a really good modern bathroom. There was one place here that was like 210 US dollars. It was really nice. But somebody beat me there by like 3 minutes to pick up the place before I could get it. Oh, anytime, my big fat vegan life. If you have any questions, let me know. Like that's one of the reasons why I'm starting to go live and stuff and really let people know that I'm traveling because this information is hard, man. And 99% of the stuff you're looking at on the internet is wrong. Like if you look at just hotel prices on the internet, you'll think Zambia is a super expensive country. It is very affordable. Like most hotels here charge you close to $100 a night. It's not worth it. It is not worth it at all. How's the food delivery there? Asked because I've had issues in Southeast Asia and Latin America. Rob and tamper with, parcel. Oh, really? Yo, that's disgusting. They don't do that here. They do not. The few places things that I've had delivered, no one has ever touched it. It's sealed up. The only problem I say here with the food delivery, they don't know how to package food for delivery. So, like, if you order, let's say, chips or something that needs to be a little bit more crunchy, they'll have it in plastic or something, and then the heat just smother it to where it loses the texture. So that's really the big problem is they don't know how to package to deliver, but you'll never find someone tampering with your food. They don't do that. It's funny, man, that you say that. Like, I forgot the countries have those issues. There's a lot of things here in Zambia that you don't even have to think about anymore. I've never thought about someone tampering with my food. None of that stuff. I don't even worry about someone like if I'm eating out, if they're being clean with the food or not. People just, they don't really play those games there like that. The biggest, I'm gonna be real, the biggest issue you're gonna find is those one or few people that may try to hustle you because you they hear your accent. Like you don't run across this, man. And I've never seen anyone open food up. Like it comes sealed up. Like either it have tape on it or it's stapled up. People do not do that here. I've never seen that. I forgot countries do that. That's pretty funny. Well, Dr. Schumer said they charge $10 per pound for oyster mushrooms in the US. Yo, that's crazy. My big fat vegan life. Take Gambia off. Do not do the Gambia. Trust me on that. Do not do the Gambia. It's not safe for black women. Some people may disagree with me, but I'm going to tell you straight up, it's not safe. I've heard too many people firsthand tell me some of the horror stories there. Don't do the Gambia. Please don't. And do not buy land in Western Africa. Western and Central Africa are not stable. What I mean by that is there is not a stable legal system. You are a foreigner, you have zero rights. At least here as in Zambia as a permanent resident, I have legal rights here. Even as a tourist, you have legal rights here. And it does not, the rest of those countries do not even compare to this. Cape Town is beautiful. Um, if you go to Cape Town, you are going to see more racism there compared to other parts of South Africa. You're going to see a lot of poverty there outside of certain areas. Um, but Cape Town's good, and you will meet good Afrikaans there. Like every Afrikaan is not racist. Like I want to be very clear about that. There's very good people there, and if you go there, just hit me up and through my email, and because I know a South African woman that works, she's working there. She moved her company to Cape Town, and I can get you and connect with her. So that way, when you're actually on the ground, she can probably help you out, give you some do's and don'ts or areas to look into. But do not do the Gambia. Take the Gambia off, please. It's not safe. Hotel and Airbnb prices. Let me read this. Hotel and Airbnb prices will kept me from visiting a lot of. Yes, charging 100 per night just doesn't make sense when locals. Exactly. So and this is why I want to. Let me leave that up for a minute. That is why I actually want to get into starting to buy different apartments in different African countries in the southern region. It makes you believe the prices are way more expensive than what it really is. So, like that place they're charging $100 a night, it may only cost $150 for the whole month. of what they're paying. And just to give you an example, when I was in Botswana, I was renting a place and I was there for like 3 days and she was like, well, if you want to rent it for the month, you can. I was like, okay, give me a price. She tried to charge me $1,000 for a month. And I told her, I was like, yo, I already know this apartment only costs $250 a month. I'll give you 500. And I was like, but $1,000, I'm not giving you $1,000 for an apartment that I can literally just go rent one myself for $250 a month. And so people just money hungry, man. They don't know how to do business. Like business skills is not a big thing in this continent. Um, so they don't. They're most people are looking for that fast, easy money, and so they don't realize most of their places are sitting for months at a time, if not years, and they're just losing money. Uh, so yeah, I get your complaint on that one. Um, honestly, I would not create. Let me put that up. I would not create a luxury resort in Lusaka. If you want to create a luxury resort, do it outside of Lusaka in like Chongwei. Kafue is a good area. Kafue. Lusaka is overcrowded, so there's you can buy land here, but the land that you're going to purchase is overpriced. So to get your return of interest is going to be harder. Whereas if you go to like Chongwei, so in Chongwei, I'm looking at 10 hectares for 22,000. And I'll tell you how much that is in US dollars. 22,000, no, 20,000, I'm sorry. Well, with today's conversion, with the currency conversion, it's 832 US dollars for 10 hectares of land. I think that's about 19 acres. I don't know, anywhere from, no, 10 hectares, what was that, 15 acres of land? And with that, I'm gonna end up doing a pig farm and probably a chicken farm on that. And I'm gonna have people that are actually doing it for me. I won't be running. I won't be working the day-to-day process. So look outside of Lusaka. That's why I say you need to be on the ground because Lusaka's overpriced. It's just like any other big city. They're raising the prices because it's the city. Um, 9 times out of 10, when people do things, they actually leave the city and they go up to an hour away. And Chongwei is 30 minutes from the city, depending on where you're at. So for the 20 hectares that I paid for now, remind you, it takes 2 days to get there. This is a huge country. But the reason why I bought it was because of the price. 4,500. I paid 187 US dollars total for that land for 20 hectares. And that's buying it straight from a chief. So like I don't buy any title land because if you buy title land, it's gonna be more expensive. I buy everything from the chiefs or the headman. And from there I actually get inside the village book and you actually become a part of that village. Each one has its goods and bads, um, but it just depends on what you're willing to deal with and what's more comfortable for you. So, like there was some land that came up not far from me, about 15 minutes from me driving, and it was a I think 40 by 36 plot, but they wanted 156,000. Watch it, which is I'll tell you what the dollar price is. For that plot, they wanted $6,400. And I just wasn't willing to pay $6,000 for a plot when I can go buy hectares and build a farm. So like for me, I'm thinking in the future of once I have kids, I can pass things down to them, pass some things off to my nieces and nephews, and have businesses already set up. And one of the other things I want to do here is eventually set up a solar farm. So like, and that's the problem with buying land in Lusaka. Like, that's the difference in the price. Oh no, it's okay, man. I thought it was when I found out the price. I thought it was gonna be something wrong with it, um, and I was like, you know what? Because he was selling 5 hectares for 500 kwacha, which is like 17 bucks. And so I was like, I had my assistant go out there. I sent her out there, and I was like, hey, ask him if I can buy 20 hectares. and because the goal is to really get to 100 hectares, then I'll be a little bit comfortable. But everything went good. It took like 3 days to get everything situated. Paid him the money, and he was just like, "Look, just all you got to do is promise me you're going to start developing." He said he don't want the land to just sit. Once he saw that was already getting the land cleared out, he was happy. Are there restrictions from purchasing from the chiefs? No, there's no restrictions. You do need an NRC. You have to have your NRC, which is your national registration card, or someone that you trust that will have it, that can put it in their name. So this is one of the things I do eventually think I'm gonna end up doing, is for people who may not be able to get permanent residency here like I do, is to get the land in my name under my NRC, but well, we'll just sign a side contract, and that way it's your land. I'm not messing with it, because it's going to be hard for some people to be able to do that. I know everybody don't have the retired military pension to be able to get in the country, but if you can at least get here and start making money here on land, hey, it can get you here over time. But there's no restrictions except that you have to have an NRC. But each chief, they'll tell you what their price is and all of that. Now, there is a difference between purchasing land from someone who lives in the village than purchasing from the chief or the headman. If you purchase from the chief or the headman, you don't have to pay them. Well, the chief you pay, but the headman and stuff, like if it's their personal land, you don't have to pay. But if it's someone that you're buying the land from, you have to purchase the land, whatever their asking price is, and you have to pay a price to the chief or the head man, whichever one that you deal with. So that's probably the biggest complication in it, to understand that, so you don't feel like you're getting ripped off. Now, the architect and construction cost there, it is very affordable. You can build a one bedroom house for about 5,000 US dollars. Um, and remind you this. Yes, if you see what Chasandi put, thank you for putting that too, Chasandi. Hold on one second, Daniel. I'm gonna get back to this because Chasandi put something else. Really, when you buy traditional land, you can convert that to conventional land and get a title. Completely true, and that's up to you. It's all about what are you more comfortable with. There may come a day that I get all my land converted over to title, but I think by that time I'll have a corporation set up, and for that it's just different legalities on it of setting up in a corporation compared. But right now, for me, I'm okay with having traditional land and just as traditional land because, like I said, like people here not trying to rip you off, man. And I'm not just overselling Zambia. It's some really good, honest people here, and people want to see. And this is one of the things I love about Zambia and this southern region. Let me say this: the SADC. They want to see Black Americans come here and be successful. Like they're rooting for us just as much as we root for them. And that's one of the things I really love about being here. So you can do all of that. The price for converting it over to title land will depend on where the land is, because each area has its own different jurisdiction and different things that you have to pay for. The land that I was looking at in Lusaka West to get it converted over, I think it was going to come to a little bit over 1,000 US dollars. So it's not like you're breaking the bank. So they're not. It's nowhere near what you're paying for stuff in the United States. But building costs is more expensive here in Lusaka than when you go farther out. And so construction costs, you can get bricks here. I forgot. I have land in Stumbeki also. Stumbeki. I think I'm saying it right. I have a little farm, an acre farm out. No, 1 acre farm out there too. That's just for chickens and goats. And to build there, I think it was going to be about just to build like a small, tiny home. It was going to be about 2,000 US dollars total, and that was with all the materials. So it's not that expensive building here, which is one of the other reasons I love about Zambia. The cost of living is still at a good place in the ability to build here is at a good place. So like I tell most people, because most people are like, oh, why don't you buy a house? It's almost cheaper for me to just build a house, and I can build a house to where I want. Um, and then it's going to be exactly to my specifications, and I know everything will be done properly. So it's one of the few places left in the world, man, where building is almost as better than buying. It really just depends on how much time you have and how much money you want to put into it. Like if you really want to build your dream home, you can do that here. Like I say, like not far from me, less than a 5 minute walk, there's a mega mansion getting built. It looked like some shit like it almost looked like a 50 Cent mega mansion, the one that he sold. Like it's huge out here. And one another guy, they have hostages in their yard as pets, armed security 24/7. Like it's some really nice stuff out here. It's not the craziness that the US show of Africa all the time. Make sure I didn't forget nothing. I appreciate that, Dr. Shrooms, man. I appreciate it, bro. Make sure y'all follow Dr. Shrooms, man. Like he's really great information, everything about mushrooms. This is the person that I go to when I have mushroom questions. If you need to know anything about mushrooms, that's who you go to. He can tell you how to source them if you're in the U.S. Really great brother, man, and always out here to help. I guess when I start doing my lives, I'm gonna have to do them this way. I was trying to shoot them in 4K with my action camera, but I guess my internet can't handle 4K footage, and I'm not that tech savvy. So I'm gonna just do it this way. I'm gonna buy a 1080p camera. I wonder, I might buy a 1080p webcam. I do want the video quality to look good. But if there's any other questions, let me know. Let me see. You definitely won me over. I've been looking at property in a lot of countries, and it seems impossible to find anything under 100K. Usually it's for a small. Yeah, that's the problem, Damien. I agree with you 100%, man. Like I tell people, like if I even if I had 100K right now, I'm not willing to throw that into property in a country where I don't have rights. Like people don't get that, man. Like just because you move to a country or they open their doors for you to give you residency, if you don't have rights, man, th- you can't just be throwing that type of money around. And this is one of the things about Zambia. Like you don't have to throw away 100K. Like you can actually buy a fully built house. I'm gonna go more expensive than I need to for 500,000 kwacha. You can buy a house for 500,000 kwacha, and that's just 20,000 US dollars. Like even when I was in Colombia looking at houses there, it was expensive. And I'm like, yo, this is still Colombia. I still have to worry about security. I still have to worry about those things. And you don't have to worry about that here. Like it's pitch dark right now because it gets dark because it's the winter time. And I'm probably about to order a Yango, go get some food, order me, have a Yango bring me back. And it's nowhere near any issues here. Like I'm not worried about moving around at night. I'm not worried about drunk drivers. I'm not worried about someone's gonna be rolling up on a motorbike with a pistol or something trying to rob me. I'm not worried about the restaurant getting robbed. Like there's none of those issues here. And plus it's affordable to actually get a place. Like, and this is the thing that I think people are not like most of the people who are doing videos about countries in Africa, they're not living here. And I don't think they realize there's a difference between spending 3 to 6 months in a place than you actually living here, seeing what the actual costs are, and actually getting to know people. You know what I mean? Like it's easy to come here and be like, "Oh, you can go buy a house in this subdivision for 100,000 US dollars." Why are you looking for a place that's selling you stuff in dollars when the currency of the country is kwacha? You know what I mean? Like, look for stuff that's in the actual currency of the country, like not people who are appealing to America or people from other countries. Like, and that's why I was telling you, my big fat vegan, like any thing you see online is overpriced. They're not telling you the truth. Everything that's marketing online is overpriced. They're not even Zambians are not looking at none of those places because it's not coming up on their radar. Like most of the people here deal word of mouth. Like everybody knows somebody that's doing something. And that's why you have to be on the ground, talking to people, getting to know people, and just really like hearing what they have to say. Because like even if you like, I'm pretty sure here in where I want to get a second place, um, Olympia is by 2 malls. I could probably find a 1 bedroom apartment or a house, 1 bedroom house for about 4,000 kwacha. But if you're looking at stuff online, man, it look like you got to pay 800 to 900 US dollars, and it's crazy. I'm a single guy, but let's say I moved to Zambia and settled down with a local woman and had kids. My question is, how is the country in terms of family life? Okay, great question. One of the best schools out here is called Rhodes Park. It's a private charter school. The fees for that school per semester, I think it was 8,000 kwacha, $332 per semester. And we're talking about this is where some of the not prime ministers, the members of parliament, their kids go. Some of the very well-to-do Zambian people that with influence. You'll be paying about $332 a semester. Like that's how cheap it is, bro. um, it's really affordable here. If you don't want to drive, you can have a personal driver that picks them up. Like, let's say if you moved here and you need a personal driver, I have 3 personal drivers that I use right now. I would recommend any of them to anyone because they are very great, drive very safely, very professional, punctual. They're on time. If they say, "Hey, I'm gonna be there at 8 in the morning," they're right outside your gate 8 o'clock in the morning. They will send you a text or call you to let you know they're there. Um, I think this is a very great place to raise a family. I'm gonna be real with you. Um, like that's why I don't mind having kids here because I know I can have land set aside for them. And like for me, if or when I have kids, I plan on just keeping them into school, probably up to maybe 7th grade, and then by then I'm gonna pull them out of school, and I'm gonna just give them a business and start having them working on business. That's how I'm looking at it. Oh, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And but if you come here, let me know for real, because I'm vegan also. And if it's a way that we can probably do a vegan restaurant together or something, let me know. Because like the beautiful thing about here, you don't have to start out in this big elaborate restaurant. You can start really small doing takeaways. So let me know my big fat vegan life because I want to do more vegan restaurants out here. And I have connections in South Africa with some of the vegan suppliers and vegan restaurant owners. So I'm pretty sure we could work out a way to get certain things that's not here from South Africa. Researching, man, I feel you, bro. You got to be, you have to be a multi-millionaire to be to really enjoy being an expat in some of these countries, and it's not cool. Like you're not trying to spend all that money in a country. I'm like really think about it. You spending 15,000 USD per year on your kid. They need to be a part of the parliament. Like they need to be having a job that's guaranteed to pay a couple of millions of dollars by the time they finish school. And it's crazy. Even in Panama, when I was living there, the schools was like 5,000 US dollars a year. And I'm like, bro, I'm still in Panama. Like, why am I paying that much money? Like, it makes no sense. I might as well homeschool. Yeah, I'm glad, man. I am here to spread the word about this SADC region. This is it's a hidden gem that nobody's really talking about. And there's not very many Black Americans out. Like most of us are in South Africa. And the ones that are in South Africa, they're usually there just to party and chasing out the women. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not that many that are coming to this region Because one, everything looks overpriced. Like if you look at all the prices online, it looks overpriced and it's not as expensive as it is. And two, it's a lot of these passport bros, and they're just ruining everything. I'm not knocking if there's a passport bro on here. I'm not knocking you, but you need to clean up your community. Like, I'm sorry, I don't need to be seeing thumbnails of big butt women everywhere. Like, there's so much more things to offer here in these countries than the physical attributes of women. And people are not talking about this because there's not many Black Americans that are just staying here. You mention me, Panama is made me scratch it out. Yeah, stay away from me. Stay away. You're Damien, I can tell by the questions you're asking, you're not gonna like Panama. It's just a little America. It's overpriced. And like, let's say if you go to what's the name of that area? It's by Davi. It's one of the coast areas, up mountains area. I'm sorry, by Davi. You're gonna run into racist people. Even where I was living near Coronado, there was racist French Canadians. People treating people rude. Like, here's a prime example of Panama where I got them. There was, mind you, I was there 3.5 years. There was a taxi there. He knew me. He knew me. Now, a taxi ride from my house to the El Machitaco, which is the grocery store, like their version of a Walmart, was $2.50. Every single day, this dude would try to overcharge me $5. And I'm like, bro, you know I live here. Like, why do we have to do this every time? Me amigo, mi amigo. And I'm like, dude, I'm not your friend if you're trying to rip me off. And that's what you're going to get in Panama. People are going to try to rip you off on a daily basis. You just get tired of it. And it's just nonsense after a while. People coming to your house begging for money. Like, it got to the point one time, and this is when my wife was still alive. Like, it was a dude, he would come over like weekly, like, oh, can I borrow this? My family's hungry. At one point, I just finally told him, like, dude, send your wife over. After I finish with her, I'll make sure she go home with some money. And I said that in front of my wife, and she was like, I don't blame you. This dude come here every day begging almost. Like, Panama gets on your nerves after a while, and you just get tired of it, man. And I hate to tell that story, but it's like, dude, if I'm feeding your family, why are you laying down with your wife? You need to be out here working. I'm like, dude, there's mango trees all over. You can't climb a mango tree and bring me some mangoes to sell. You can't sell me some lemons or something. And Panama just got on my nerves after a while, man. It was too much. So I would definitely say scratch that off your list because I don't think you'll like it based off just us talking today. I don't think you'll like Panama. It's a good jumping off place, but since you've already left and been traveling, there's no point in going there. Hey, Chasandi, I don't know if you're still on, but is there any other thing that you would recommend for an American coming here, or some things that they should look out for or look for? On this one, I would say there's zero barriers. Now you're gonna run into people whose English may be a little limited, and most of that is just because they haven't used it in a while, so some of the words just skip their mind. But I don't consider it a language barrier here. I have no problem just hopping on a bus, going somewhere, like to another city, another region. Um, there's zero. Compared to some of the countries you've been to, I consider this zero barrier. Like, I feel like we have a similar experience of traveling. And when you go to countries where, if you can get a hello out of somebody, that's a major accomplishment. You don't have that problem here. The only barrier is going to be how fast you speak English because our accent is a little different for them to hear. And I think most of the time it's just shocking because it's like, wait, is this dude a Black American? Because they see you and you may look like an uncle or a cousin or someone. So I feel like most of the people here relate you to a tribe first. And then when they hear that accent, it throws them off because it's like, wait, he looks Tonga, but he's speaking like the TV. Something ain't right here. And I think that confuses them sometimes. But that's the only issue there with the language barrier. It's more confusion where they relate us to a tribe because they see us as African. And then when we speak, it's like, that ain't our English. And then there's very few words that, because you got to remember their English is more British English. So then it's like those few words that just don't correlate because American English is a little different. But that's about it. I wouldn't, don't worry about English, man. Don't worry about English. Even when I went to a village in Botswana, people spoke English. Like I went to donate food to one of the villages out there, and people could speak English no problem, unless they were maybe older generation. That's about it. So health insurance, I use NEMA. I pay. Let me bring up the price again so I can give it to you accurate. I pay 60 kwacha a month, which is $2.49. So for the year, I pay 720, and I just pay it off at once. I pay $29.96 a year for health insurance, and that includes dental also. And there's no copays here. I think under very special situations, you may have to pay extra, but you don't. There's nothing else there, man. Like so, when I go get my dental, if I go get um, ear cleaning, if I go to the physiotherapy, if I go to just a hospital for a checkup or something, all of that is included in the healthcare insurance, and it's $29 a year, bro. It's, it's like y'all know how much health insurance I was paying for in the United States, and I was with Humana because at that time my late wife she was working for Humana, one of the biggest insurance companies in the world. Our copay, I think we had to still pay. I think we had to pay 1,000 or $1,500 out of pocket before it kicked in. So it was cheaper for us to pay in cash than using our insurance. And then I get here and it's just $29 a year. I'm like, come on, man. And it's a good health thing. It's taken it's accepted. I'm sorry, it's accepted in majority of the places here. Even if you need a optometrist, most of the optometrists take NEMA. It's no issues with it. You've done good research, bro. Anyone listening to you or getting oh, appreciate that, man. We don't often have dishwasher and laundry machines in houses, so those comments should. Oh, good, bro. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I hope you're a guy. I'm sorry if you're a woman. Thank you for that, and thank you for the compliment. Man, I don't like to put out misinformation, so that's why before I put out information, I go tackle and see like what are the things that I need, what are the headaches that I'm having, and really trying to get accurate information for you because like this is the difference between being able to settle in the country and you being very frustrated. Um, yes, that is very accurate. There are not many laundry machines or dishwashers in the houses. Here, it's actually cheaper to hire someone to do that. So it's cheaper to hire someone to do your laundry by hand. I had a metal tub made, and it cost me 400 kwacha. I don't know how much that is in dollars. Let me check. And it was custom made by the guy. It cost me $16.64. It's a big tub, probably about this long. Damn, can I get on camera? It's a good size. Like I can fit in the tub myself. So and I'm 6 feet. Um, and they just wash my laundry out of there. I don't pay much money. It's cheaper to get someone to do those things. If you have a house cleaner, they will clean the kitchen for you. They will wash the dishes for you. Like I say, I pay about $40 a month. But and the only reason I don't have them come every day is because I just don't like people in my space that much. Normally, you can pay them about $40, $50 a month. They'll be coming each and every day. I just have them come twice a week because I don't have that much dishes anyway, and I'm not that dirty of a person. But appreciate that. So you can get washing machines here. They run about, I think, anywhere from 600 US dollars to 1,000 US dollars. Um, but it just depends on if you want to do your own laundry. Using laundry service here is overpriced and it takes too long. Because you're paying by the garment, you're not paying by the load. So it's actually overpriced to use a laundry service here. I tried it a few times. I didn't like the I didn't like the service. I didn't like the amount of time that I was waiting for the amount of money that I was paying. So it's just cheaper to have someone to wash your laundry by hand here. Appreciate that, Chasandi. And anything else I'm missing out, let them know, man, please. And then the quality of care pretty. And is the quality of care pretty good? I can always go back to the U.S. VA for more complex checkups. The quality of care here is amazing. They have amazing doctors here, amazing nurses here. They can do so like the hospital that I'll be using if I need to is comparable to what is the name of that big hospital in the US that's worldwide? I can't remember the name of it. It's the it's the military hospital here in Kabulonga, but it's comparable to Meade Johnson. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it. It's very good service here. You're getting high quality doctors. Most of these doctors even studied in the U.S. also in other countries. The nurses here are amazing. This is one country that have more nurses than anything else in the you. It's crazy. Like I feel like here, if you ever have a medical emergency, there will be a nurse somewhere around. There's so many nurses here. It's crazy. Dental care is amazing. Like I hate the dental because I use the military dental. I got a cleaning here. It was the best cleaning I've had in my life. They did a great job. They were very cautious to make sure you're not uncomfortable. They make sure you're not having any pain. Really good dental care here. And the people here have great dental. So for the people you hire, such as the housekeeper and chef, how do you find these people? Do you find them online or in person? Well, I met them in person. And then like that's why I say on ground here, just get to know people and someone will recommend someone to you. So, like, if you need a chef, I can recommend her to you. I'm actually convincing her to start up her own business. So, whereas more people are wanting chefs, she started teaching people how to cook appropriately and how to just understand how to work with Americans. Like, we don't like people in our space all day, and so it's like one of those just get in, get out, and make the meals for them, clean everything up, have everything put in its appropriate place. Um, if you need a housekeeper, stuff like that, that's very easy to find. You'll see listings all over the place, different companies you can use for professional cleaners or just word of mouth. Everybody's going to know someone. And then, like, let's say if you're on a compound like I am, that's not that big, you can sometimes even hire the cleaners or the help that they're using, other people are using, to where they'll just come through and clean for you. You can find people online. Just be cautious. It's probably going to be overcharging, and so that's why I use word of mouth here. For Africa, the continent, especially in this SADC region, word of mouth is going to be gold. Online, just be a little bit more skeptical about it. But if someone's recommending someone to you, because you got to remember too, here it's about respect. They work off the respect means a lot. Your name means a lot, especially your surname. No one's willing to, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chisana, not many people are willing to disrespect their surname by recommending people that are not going to do right. And especially because you're coming here as a foreigner, people want you to feel loved. The people here want you to feel home. They don't want you getting ripped off. Like they will get mad. Like the people will get upset if they find out people are ripping you off. Like this happened to me in Botswana. It was a taxi driver that ripped me off. Like the taxi ride should have been maybe 50 cents and he charged me $10. The people were pissed. They was like, let us find him. We're gonna get him. We're gonna report him. He's gonna lose his job. And I was like, guys, relax. It's okay. It's not that serious. karma will get them. But like the people will get mad if they find out people are ripping you off. People do not like that. And that's one of the other things that I love about this region is people want you to be here. You're family when you move in here. They see you're wanting to be here and you're really wanting to be a part of the culture. You're family. Like you don't even have to learn the language, but you're family. You're just a family that don't speak Yanja or don't speak Bimba. And the other there's about 70 to 73 tribes here. So I believe there's about 70 languages in this country. But Yanja and Bimba are the biggest and most widely spoken. And so just to give you a heads up on that. How's the transition there as a newly arrived expat? For example, I've been in countries that are difficult and others that are easily to get settled. Um, so as long as you have your housing situation settled first, you're good. Outside of that, it's going to be very simple to get things situated. Um, Everything you need to find here, you'll be able to get. And like I say, like I have my personal assistant also. So like, let's say if you moved here, Damien, and you needed stuff from in town, you could just let her know what you need. She'll go get them for you. You could mobile money her the money. She'll bring everything back to you. If you need stuff delivered to you, I know a guy here who has a flatbed truck. He can deliver stuff to you. He's not going to rip you off. If you need the personal drivers, like because I've pretty much done some of the hard work of getting to know people and trying to figure out who's who. um, I've kind of built a database of people that I can use and recommend to others. So it won't be that difficult. And that's one of the things that my whole plan here is as other people start coming, that way anything that you need, I can just recommend people to you that I know that I trust and that I use personally. And so you won't be getting ripped off or having a hard time settling in. Because I don't think people get it. Like, man, the more you get ripped off, especially even if it's the smallest things, it puts a bad taste in your mouth and it makes you start looking at a country a different way. And so I don't think it'll be that difficult. And then like if you use Yango, which is their version of Uber, talk to everybody. You never know who you're running into that's driving. It may be someone who's a chemist, who's a pharmacist, agriculturist, someone that's farming. A lot of people do Yango just to earn extra money because the economy here isn't the best as far as working. And so always talk to them. You never know who you'll actually run into. Cause like I met one guy just the other day his degree is in agriculture, but he's a farmer. And he was giving me ideas and telling me places to go look at, where to do a pig farm, how to sell them to the Democratic Republic of Congo to earn more money. Like he really hooked me up, and he could have just kept that information for himself. So like I told him, once I'm ready to set up a pig farm in the Copper Belt, I want to get with him, see if we can do some kind of partnership to where he's working some of that, and because he's the expert. And so it's really great people here, man. If you just don't be afraid to talk to the people. Please share your contact info. Okay, let me put my email in. Here's my email address there. Is it going through? Yeah, there's my email. Here's my email address right here. If you need to hit me up personally. And then make sure you download WhatsApp. You are going to need WhatsApp here. That is I think, Damien, you should have it since you've been traveling. But my big fat vegan life, I'm not sure if you're just in the US, but download WhatsApp. You will need it here. And then shoot me an email and then we can exchange WhatsApp. I just don't want to do it on a public platform. Because right now I don't have two numbers. Well, I do have two numbers. But just hit me up in private, then I'll give you my WhatsApp. I don't want to put it on a public platform. Okay, perfect, perfect. And then any questions, if it's something you need me to look into here, let me know. I can ask around, get some help, see what information I can get for you. So this is how we got to do it as an expat. Like too many of these expat communities are just trying to take your money and charge you for stuff. I have my own retirement. I'm starting a business. I'm not here to take money from people. So um I'm just here to help people, man. Like I want to see as many people live their life. And I know for a lot of people the United States is not it anymore. And so I'm just here to help and share any information I can. Can you touch on the tribal culture there? What role does the tribe dynamic play in daily life there? It doesn't affect expats. So tribal culture has zero effect on expats. You're not going to see it. You're not going to understand it for the most part. Um, I'll be honest with you. I still don't even know all the tribes here. It's a lot. It's a lot. You you're just going to learn it as you go. Like the only thing that we will not understand, and I don't think it's here in Zambia, is if there's xenophobia. I haven't seen it or heard about it here. Uh, um, no, I haven't seen any xenophobia. I haven't even heard of xenophobia here. I'm trying to really think of an instance there. Like, I don't think they're as tribalistic as some other countries. If Jacinda's online, if you could answer that, I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see any issue here. I know people. I hear like there's like this internal beef, which is like happens in every country, where it's like people from Lusaka and people from the Copper Belt kind of beef. But it's not like it's violence and stuff. It's like Copper Belt people think Lusaka people are a little soft. Lusaka people think Copper Belt people are a little too rough and harsh. So like they have their jokes and stuff, but I don't see any true tribal issues here. Like I don't see some of the things you'll see in South Africa. So like in South Africa, I have more issues with the police there, and not in a horrible way. They just think I'm Nigerian. So once they realize I'm not Nigerian, they go their way. But you'll see things like that in South Africa. I haven't seen anything here that's tribalistic, or if it happens, it's either on a hush hush or it's just in maybe far out certain different places, maybe some border areas. I don't know, but even no, I don't even think because even in Chama, which borders Malawi, there's a lot of Malawians there. So I don't think it's an issue in Copperbelt and in Dola. I believe there's a lot of Somalians there. Um, I don't think it's a big issue here. I think Zambians are really, for the most part, really just good, loving people that want peace. Like even right here, right, this shows you how good Zambian people are. This is a young lady I'm talking to. She was asking me if I went to go get food yet, since I couldn't deliver it. And she was like, "Hey, just don't move so late." Like people are really caring about you here. Like they really care. So let me see, it's 7:20. Let me see what time this restaurant closed. Like that's just how Zambian people are. They really care about you. They don't want anything to ever happen to you, even if it's an accidental thing. They just don't want stuff happening to you. And I appreciate that. Close at 10. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna hop off here in about 5 minutes. What are the more notable areas living in Zambia for an expat? What areas offer the most convenience? And what areas offer the best opportunities bang for buck? As far as opportunities, I think this whole country offers opportunities. If you're talking from a business perspective, it just depends on what type of business you want to get into. And because if you want to do farming, traditional land, and you can go to any village and start farming because your labor is going to be cheaper in the village also. So just mind that. So like the the hectare that I paid 700 kwacha. Let me see how much is that in dollars. Uh, so I paid them $29 to clear off 1 hectare of land, and they're doing this by hand. That would probably be triple to four times the prices here in Lusaka, if not higher. So like with farmland, I recommend going to villages. Don't be afraid to even venture to a place that you may not be able to get to for a long term. because also with that you can build a little shed for someone to be there to just watch your property, and you just provide them with food like maize, just food and things that they need for the house. You don't even have to pay them cash. um, Most conveniences as far as coming from the US. um let me to be honest, like, let me just speak of Lusaka. You can be in any part of Lusaka, whether it's Leopard's Hill, Long Acres, Olympia, Foxdale, Matumbi, Ibex, where I am, because every area is kind of self-sustainable, meaning there's a ShopRite, a Choppies, maybe a Pick and Pay over there. There's some kind of small mall in every area that you're in. So Damien, because you was in Brazil, and I think Brazil is kind of like Colombia, where each division is kind of self-sustainable. You don't have to go far out. That's how it kind of is here. Each area is self-sustainable. Some of the like here in Ibex, things are more expensive than if I go to Foxdale or if I go to in town. It's a Some things are noticeably expensive and some things are not. Meaning, one of my cold pressed juices cost 100 kwacha here in Ibex, and I may pay 70 kwacha if I get it from in town. So it's like that. Prices do differ depending on in the income range of the area, but every area offer the same goods. Like if you go to one store, you're gonna find the same things in every store that you find. I hope that helped you. It's a weird layout, man, because it's spread out, but it's like you don't need much, depending on where you live in. Like it's just about where you're comfortable. Wonder if I can file an order. Let's see if I can get that number. Yeah, I can call and pick it up. That landline? Let me see if I can call these people real quick. You see, Chisani said there isn't so many issues related to tribalism affecting expats because of so many tribes our forefathers have promoted. Oh, okay. I'm about to just go up there. Okay, see, so that is one of their slogans: "One Zambia, one nation," motto to make us more united. See, that's why I was like, I don't really see tribalism at all here. Like, if it exists somewhere, I I couldn't even tell you where to go find it, man. Like, it's so crazy. And you would think the capital city is where you would see any craziness, if there was any. You don't see it. You don't see it through politics or nothing. Like, I've never seen it. Thanks for that, Sunday. I appreciate that. It helps. I appreciate the info on this. Yeah, let me get up out of here, guys. Let me go get something to eat. Appreciate y'all for hopping on, man. I'm glad I finally this live to work. If you tried to hop on last week, it was horrible, yo. I couldn't get nothing done. But I'm gonna probably be doing lives. Might just do lives every night because just any questions someone may have about Zambia, or this SADC region, because I'm gonna be spending a lot of time here. I definitely want to encourage more people to come here because I really feel like one of the things that's going to really help Africa is the expatriates coming here and repatriating to some of these regions. Because as we're building businesses, buying land, building farms and stuff, it's not only going to help us; it's going to help the locals also. This is the one piece that's missing. It's us truly reuniting as Black people, and it goes back to what Chasani said: "One Zambia, one nation." And it's time for us to become one tribe of Black. Like we gotta reunite, man. And so, have a great night, everybody. Damien, really appreciate you hopping on, brother. I know it's probably almost 1 in the morning your time. Thank you, my big fat vegan life. Don, bro, I appreciate you. I'm gonna hit you up when I get back, man. And Chisani, thank you so much for hopping on. I'll see you all tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. I'm not gonna hop on Sunday. That's my Sabbath. But I'll see you all Monday night. And have a great night.